everyone, welcome back to the post shows. My name is Bridget. I played season 10 and I'm one of the hosts.
My name's Annie. I played season 7. I'm another one of the hosts.
And I'm Brody, and I played season 8, and I am not one of the hosts.
Should I introduce myself?
Yeah, you can introduce.
Oh my god. Well, I'm Andrew. I'm pretty sure everybody just saw my episode where is this the one where I get eliminated, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's fine. As long as I made it jury. But yeah, I am Andrew.
Do you want to tell us a little bit just like about the game, your game specifically from the beginning to the end, just like your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I think I was playing the game, but I wasn't playing ahead and like planning ahead enough, which was, I think, probably my downfall. And I also, and like, not to make school an excuse, but it kind of was, but it's fine. I was like kind of going through it, but it's okay. Everything's fine. But my gameplay, I think, I also kind of just like came on like, I think I was just trying to do too many things at once also. So I think that's also kind of my downfall. But I think the biggest thing for me was that I didn't just like think ahead, and I was like too focused in the moment, which is probably where things went really wrong. But yeah.
I think that it's interesting that you say that, because as like from watching your game so far, I was just telling Brody and Bridget this like before you hopped on, like I think you had a better, like, what is the saying that people like, finger on the pulse of the game. I think it was better than you give yourself credit for, and that other people, I think, in the season gave you credit for like after the fact. Like, you were very criminally underestimated, I think, the whole game in like most aspects of the game, and you always like really showed them off, which like kudos. But I think it's interesting that you say that that was your downfall, just because like, at what point do you think you should be playing ahead instead of playing week by week? Like, at what point in the game does it shift from in the moment to like in the future?
Definitely when, oh my god, I'm forgetting all the words to what everything is called, but like the merger. But I'm pretty sure it's like at that moment it was like I was still playing again like in the moment, but everybody else was like 10 steps ahead of me, and I just like didn't realize that. And so definitely at that point when we're kind of just like on our own, like kind of fending for ourselves, I think that's the moment where you just have to like play a little harder, and I just didn't do that.
Yeah, I also like, I don't know, since the merge was like a really weird time, like you mentioned it, but like we just obviously just did our post show, like, I don't know, whatever, a few days ago with Skylar, when like Zach flipped and decided to go with like that whole other side. And then like this episode, he just voted for like Jake, or I don't even remember who he voted for, but just like a random throwaway vote that obviously caused you to go home again. Like, did you, I mean, it was kind of like what Annie just said, like you, Preston won immunity, and then you did a vlog where you were like, well, like I think the votes are going on me because they can't get Preston, and you, like everyone knew you guys were working together because he gave you the clue. I'm rambling so much. Wow. Oh my gosh.
No, go on.
But did you have like, and Graham was like so, like throughout the whole episode, he was just like so confident that all the votes were going on him. But did you have like a pretty good sense that votes were going on you, like kind of going into that vote? Because you didn't seem like totally shocked that you went home.
I definitely think I was the easiest vote. And I think that kind of was just like, I need to just go in thinking I have it, so I'm not like blindsided, so I don't look like a fool. But it's interesting hearing that Graham was feeling that way, because wait, oh my god, I'm like, pieces are like coming back to me now. Oh wait, just kidding. I thought he got the immunity, but he didn't. It was Jake, right? Jake got the immunity.
No, what
like the not from winning the challenge, from the
Johnny had the immunity idol that he played at your boat.
Johnny.
Yeah, and then Preston had immunity from whatever challenge that you guys had just done.
Oh my god. Crazy. Well, Yeah, it was just like crazy that I feel like we were all just like feeling like we were gonna be attacked by like the other team, the other side, and it's like I think we just all also didn't communicate enough, even though we had that literal 30-minute long conversation outside my car. But I think that's kind of where like things started going awry, because I think we all were just like they're gonna vote for me because like we're the easiest vote. But I think it was clearly like I was the easiest vote, but it's okay.
I feel like I want to talk about the car. Like, I don't even know what's confrontation, I think is what you would call that. Like, first of all, your guys' reaction to Zach flipping was like insane. Which I think it's super fair. Like, Zach, like, all love seemed super all over the place. And then just like, I don't know, his strategy, to me at least, like never made much sense. I guess we'll see how that one pans out. But I just, from that interaction of you guys, like, I don't want to say heckling, because I think you guys had I think it was a little more valid than that. Like, did Zach rebound at all in your head, like, after he flipped on you guys and got Skylar out? Like, did he have any redemption arc after that? And because obviously he voted for Jake, like, does that make it any better that he voted for Jake?
Honestly, okay, like, I don't want to like give spoilers, but like I think he played the game really, really well, in the fact that just like nobody kind of knew what he was doing. But what was the question again? Was it a redemption arc?
I think so, yeah. It was like, do you think that him voting for Jake, like, how did that affect your perception of him and his game, like, in that moment after he had just pulled his like slimy game on you guys?
I just like I think I just knew something was up also, but I didn't want to call him out on it because I think I was just also too trusting, because we were partners the first game. And oh god, now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm like, why did I do that? But it's okay, everything's fine. I just think that we were all just like very weary of him, but we weren't gonna do anything about it yet. And then it was too late to do anything about it, so it was like, oop. But yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Bridget.
Okay, there was like this one area that like where Graham was talking, and he was talking about how like you guys were gonna like tell Zach that like if you don't vote with us, like we're not gonna like, and if you make it to final tribal, like we're not gonna vote for you, and you'll like guaranteed like not be able to win. Did that ever? But like we didn't hear like if it like the plan actually like went, and you guys like told him that. Like, did it ever actually happen?
I think it goes back to we were all just too scared to actually do something. And so at the end, I think we all kind of were like, who did the best job? And it's like, well, who did the best job? Like us, as in like me, Preston, Johnny, and like Graham. So I think that that's where like we like voted, or I don't even know how to like, just like, yeah.
I mean, oh, go ahead, Brittany.
I was just gonna say, like, looking back on it, you kind of mentioned like, oh, like Zach was kind of like playing sneaky and you didn't really realize it. Is there anyone like at that point, like after you got voted out, that was like immediately like, you know, sometimes like your just perspective changes a little bit as soon as you get out of the game. Like you might have heard stuff from people that had been previously voted out or whatever the case may be. Was there anyone that stood out to you as being like, damn, like they're playing harder than I thought, or like this is someone that like I wasn't really looking out for, but like at that point you thought like could have made a deep run or like won the game?
Definitely Valentina. I think I like kind of knew that she was really, really into it, but like I think she just gives off such like a nonchalant energy that I'm like, ugh, that I like am so jealous of. But anywho, I think once I left the game and like realized like how much stuff was going on behind the scenes, and then like I remember learning about Valentina secretly recording Skylar, And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, is that a spoiler? I don't think that was a spoiler. I don't know. But anywho, I think that her and then maybe like Phelan, like she got a lot farther than I also thought. That sounded really mean. But I swear I meant that in the nicest possible way. And then yeah, I think those are like the two people that I didn't realize like were playing that hard, but did once I left the game.
I mean, I do want to talk about like the hidden, like the fake idol you made. Like, were you thinking that anyone was gonna get it at all?
No, I think I was just doing it for fun. At one point, I was like, I'm gonna lose. I was like, might as well just like make something. I was like, that's so bad. But, speaking of the idol though, I think it was crazy of me looking back because I was like, why did I give them the clue to find the idol? I was like, why didn't I just go look for it? I mean, I did, but I probably didn't look for it as hard as I should have. But when I had that clue last time, I was like, why don't I just go look at Bird? But, you know, I'm like reliving the game in my brain, and I'm like, really disappointed
Hindsight is
myself.
2020, which is so true. But my question was that obviously you guys, and more so this season than in other seasons, really were super into the like voting clumps with your old tribes. Very like Esukara strong. Like that is basically how this season so far has like Skylar got picked off, you're next. Whoever gets voted off next episode, who knows if it'll follow that pattern. But obviously you were complicit in that. Like you did that, like you didn't try and vote outside of that, but it ended up being the reason that you got voted out was because you guys voted that way, just like the whole game. Do you, in hindsight, do you think you would have lasted longer had you built stronger connections with the people on like the old noir? So like Phelan, Kata, I don't really know your relationships with them, like obviously in super great detail, but like, do you think that strengthening those would have helped your game in the long run?
Yeah, I think I definitely got, again, way too comfortable with my old team, and I think I just like was too in a bubble of just like, I'll deal with it later, which again was my downfall. I wasn't thinking ahead. But at one point I did text Jake, I think it was like, who is he voting for? But I think I was gonna vote differently, just like switch things up and like spice things up, but I think that was like my era of like being a little timid, so that's okay. So I just didn't, but it did cross my mind to like go against everybody, but I think again I was just too comfortable within that bubble, and I also think everybody else within that bubble might have felt that way a little bit, but that could just be me like thinking I'm like that. But yeah,
I think it's also hard because like from watching this season, everybody, and it really just was so convenient for production that it ended up like people playing in doubles the whole time. Like everybody had their number one that was like extremely off, like it was like Valentina and Phelan and like Zach and Jake and Skylar and Preston, and it was just super obvious. But you at this point in the game, like all your closest buddies like got the boot, it seems. So how did that affect your game where everybody else, like at least from the audience perspective, had someone closer than you, like ally wise? Like how did that affect your game, do you think?
I think I was kind of thrown when I tried to make an alliance with Annie, and then all of a sudden she just got booted, and then I think I tried to potentially get close with Skylar at one point, but then she was just like a little. I knew she played really hard, and I was like scared. I was like, I can't. I was like, no, I'm okay. Like I'll watch from afar. So I think that kind of like going into it was just like I think I kind of am going to be by myself, but I also think the game is like you kind of do have to play by yourself, and so I think I just got kind of unlucky in that situation. But it's fine. I'm not gonna make excuses, but if we weren't playing doubles, like I think I would have won. That's a lie. I think I would have run up. Third place.
That's a good question because like, did you you kind of mentioned like that you weren't really thinking that far ahead, but were you like starting to think at all about like long term, like who you would have liked to sit at the end with possibly? Because like it was shown that you did have like really good relationships with a lot of people, maybe like not like number one, but kind of Zach mentioned like, oh, like he was really worried about the social threats, and like he obviously like indirectly was the reason you went home. Do you think like you would have had a good shot in the end if you had made it there? And then like who also would you have liked to been there with?
Oh my god. Who would I want to? I could not. I couldn't think that far. So I was like, I literally could not think like to the week ahead or like even the day ahead. But I think a good run up would be like Valentina and maybe Preston. I think they're like really two strong players, and I was like, actually, scratch that. I don't know why I said that. I kind of want to just like stir the pot. I'm gonna say Jake and Phelan or Skylar, just for funsies.
I feel like I don't even know. Those ones are like, it's interesting because like at this point we don't know who makes the end, so no spoilers. But I feel like any of the people still in, including you, so after last episode, but like for this episode, it honestly was anybody's game at this point. Like everyone was super different, which I think was cool to watch because like nobody played like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like usually there's archetypes in the game where it's just like the same kind of people over and over again, but you guys are super interesting in the way where it's like, no matter what you guys do, I was like, I can't believe they just did that because I would have never thought to do that. And I don't know, I think it's interesting that you guys, like at that point you probably could have beaten Jake or Phelan, or they could have beaten you. And it's just like, your season is so unpredictable. Like, I don't even.
Yeah, no, I think there was a lot of blindsiding and like sneaking around that one I just didn't realize. And I think without kind of spoiling everything towards I think other players realized that. And so I also think that that's kind of why I was voted out kind of early. It's like I just like was so unaware of what was going on, but like everybody kind of knew what was going on because like they were the ones doing it obviously. But I don't know, I just like I felt like I'm very much like an outsider, but like I felt so included at the same time because I didn't know what was going on. So I was just like kind of there. And then I don't even know, I just felt like dead weight at the end, or when they chopped me off. I don't know. That's just like how I felt. Like I was like not actually in the group, but there.
Also, I kind of want to talk about the last episode because it was like a kind of like big storyline. The challenge that you won before this, which was like the holding the water jug above your head, and then you had to like stand on one leg. And a lot of people mentioned like that they felt like you were underestimated until you won that challenge, which was like, you know, go off. Like you just kind of beast moded it and beat like Valentina, who was like, she said like she felt fine, but she was just like, I'm just not going to beat this guy. Do you felt like, even though obviously it's so cool to win immunity and like I've been there, where like, do you feel like it like hurt you a little bit like the week after, like coming off of winning immunity and then losing immunity, like people now know that you can win immunity, and then it kind of like ups your threat level a little bit. Do you feel like that played into it at all?
Yeah, I think when I was just playing that game, part of me was just like, I kind of just want to be Valentina, just for the heck of it. Like, why not? Let's just try. Um, and again, wasn't thinking ahead. And I think winning so early kind of put me too far on the radar. And I was, oh, I'm trying, oh, I can't spoil the game, but um, I think another player who I really tried to emulate got, oh my God, I don't even know where I'm trying to go with that. But um, I think I just became too, I think I put myself much out there too early. And I think that was, again, wasn't thinking ahead. And that kind of really put a target on my back. Is that what we're saying? I think so. But yeah, I didn't really think about winning the next week because I was like, let's just live in the moment. But again, that was my downfall.
Does anyone else have any more questions? Yeah. I'm gonna end on one final question. If you were to describe like in like song format, like what song like the rest of the season would be like, what song would you pick?
Don't sing though, like you're not singing the
You
rest
don't
of
have
the
to sing, don't worry. Like what song would you pick?
Uh, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, wait. What's some of the, I got it. Okay, ready? It's called Backstabber by Kesha. I don't know why I said it's by Backstabber by Kesha. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I kind of see it though. I do see it.
Or wait, oh, I want something else. No, it's fine. I'm sticking with that one. I think that one's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Andrew,
Yeah.
so much for joining us today. Um, we can't wait to see like the rest of the season unfold, and we're sorry you got voted out. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my God, of course. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see your guys' seasons. I'm so excited. I'm so happy it's still going on and thriving, clearly. Props to you guys. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Okay.